When Robin Williams killed himself, everybody got on the internet, so sad about how he was depressed and how we should attack depression and fix depression. And he had been depressed on and off throughout his life. But at this point, he had a terminal disease. He was going to get progressively worse. There was nothing else he could do. It wasn't going to get better. And so there was no hope. There was nothing he could look forward to in his future but further serious and debilitating decline. And he had built such a wonderful persona that everyone knew. I'm sure that he didn't want to see it destroyed. And so it was euthanasia, and it was sad, and it's still depressing. And if you kill yourself because you have cancer or Parkinson's or whatever, because you don't want to go through that pain, you don't see a point in it, it's still sad. But it's still something that people should be allowed to choose for themselves, because it's your life. And if you have created a beautiful legacy like Robin Williams did, if you don't want to see that personality turn into what the diseases he had were going to do to him, then that is your choice, to take yourself out of the situation and stop it and control your life. It's just like deciding to go to college, it is a personal choice about what you want to do with yourself, and it's no one else's business whatsoever. And once we start looking at death differently, we can start looking at abortion differently. And we can start realizing that death is around us all the time. It happens all the time. That the death that, the vegans are all upset because we killed the animals. Well, that really is death. And we really do kill them. And we really do eat them. And we're going to continue to do that. It is a brutal world where death is around us at all the time, and it's not going away, and death is part of life, that whole regenerative thing. And this idea that, you shouldn't be allowed to bring about your own death no matter what, that you should have to suffer through whatever horrors, takes the control totally out of humanity itself and makes us subject to the whims of the universe. And that mostly comes from this idea that the universe is God, instead of seeing that, yes, the universe is all powerful, but we are part of that universe and we have power ourselves. We have the power to decide, and we can decide whatever we want to and live with the consequences. And if we decide that no one can commit euthanasia, that no one can kill themselves to avoid serious sickness and pain, then they're going to have to live through all that sickness and pain. They're going to die anyway. It's just a matter of, do they have to live through that sickness and pain? We can start looking at hospitals and the way that the old people, I have seen family members, more than one, die in the hospital. It is, and they're keeping them alive on all these machines. They're half conscious. There's all these nurses and people poking them all the time that they don't even know. It is not a pleasant place to be. It would be much better if they died at home and died a lot earlier, but at least got to pass away around family and friends and love and familiar surroundings. We've got to start looking at death and accepting that it's part of life, and then we can make better decisions about how we're going to deal with the fact that it exists and it's not going away.